Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I quit doing metal work for a little while, and right now I'm waiting on, I got a little skim coat of Bondo that I'm letting set up, so I think it's, instead of sitting here being bored, I'm gonna work on this. If y'all can, it's not in necessarily the best shape, which right now it just needs a good cleaning. So both of them lights do still work. The pigtails on them are not in the best shape, and there's a couple of these grates right here. You can see right here that one's broke, and let me see. There's a few of them right there that's broke. But I do have some Permatex super glue, and that's what I'm gonna use on it. And there's two of the tabs. Let's see, that one there, that one over there. These two here, that one and this one, they're still in usable. Well, they're not broke, but them other two, I'll have to fix them probably in the next grill video. But I'm gonna take this thing in the house and put it in the shower. Sounds a little wrong, but I'm gonna get it in the house and spray it down and clean it real good with some Dawn dishwashing soap, and get these bezels off and get them cleaned up, and I'm gonna get this thing sprayed. I had my mind made up on just painting the center of it black, and then this right here, this down in here, was gonna go back black, or I said that wrong, it was gonna be silver. And I'm still a little bit tossing around that idea, but I'll decide here in about 30 minutes what I'm gonna do. And who knows, I may paint the whole thing black, and I decide to go back and paint it silver. I mean, ain't nothing, a little bit of spray paint ain't gonna change. And I'm sure y'all are probably all sitting there saying, is that all you do is spray paint stuff? No. It's either let stuff sit and be rusty, or clean it and spray it. Same with this grill. It's 54 years old. Either let it look 54 years old, or spray it and make it look better. I choose making it look better. There was something else I noticed too, or I didn't notice it when I bought the grill, but right here, you see that chrome trim that goes around the top of it? It didn't hit me that there's one supposed to be right here, because there's lock tabs all around this thing. I think it's going to look just fine without it, so unless I find one that's in good shape, I'm not going to go hunting for one. But if one turns up, then yeah, I'll clean it up and stick it on it. Alright, I am a firm believer in white diamond. I use it on, well, we started using it on I use it on the wheels on Dakota. And I mean, they make them 32-year-old center lines look like they're brand new again. So, and I've also used it on the grill on that white truck. And it makes it look, I ain't gonna say it makes it look new just cause it's stainless, but I mean, it brings it back pretty good. This is the top piece of chrome that's on that grill, and you're probably going to be able to tell where right there, I've done that spot right there. I mean, you can tell there's a pretty good difference right there. And no, like I've said before, I'm not trying to make this thing look like it needs to go to Barrett Jackson or restored by graveyard cars. I mean, you can get white diamond at, well, we sell it at Walmart. O'Reilly's has it, and you can get this stuff anywhere, and it's only $15, $16 for a bottle. And I've had that bottle right there now for about 8 years, and there's just now under a half of it. So I mean, you don't have to use a lot of it, and it'll last forever. But I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all watch me polish this thing because I finally got the bottom one off. That's been a hour and a half long nightmare, but I mean, it's came back pretty good. And yeah, there's a little bit right there, but I mean, given that that's what it looked like, and that's what it is, I mean, it's not all the way, it's not almost all the way gone, but it's a lot better than it was. So keep going on with it, and hopefully it'll look 10 times better when it's all the way done. Alright, here's that upper piece of chrome trim that's on that grill, or yeah, on the top side of the grill. It's not perfect by no means, but like I said, for driver quality and no more than I've got invested in it right now, just a little bit of time, it's definitely a lot better than it was. Got that bottom piece off. I don't know if y'all be able to see this in the light, but there's a right there, a little bit of a dent. And if you don't know what you're doing with these things, I would not recommend doing this, but I've actually fixed a few of these stainless pieces before, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm not putting it directly on top of this where the dent is. I'm putting it in and kind of clocking it just a little bit so it's covering more ground, and you don't have to knock the daylights out of it. Just about all the way out. If y'all be able to, if you can tell that right there, there's still a little bit there, but you don't have to get absolutely rough with these things. It just takes a little bit of patience with them, which that took 15 seconds, I bet, but well, it's almost not visible right now, so a little bit of know-how goes a long way. Alright, yep, more spray paint. So I'm going to try this satin granite. I'm going to lay it down so I've got everything taped up. So, and yes, it's going to be, center of it's going to be black, bottom and top, or top and bottom is going to be this gray. So, get this laid down and see what it looks like. Alright, there's 2 light coats of the granite silver. Now the center of it is going to be black, but I think it's going to look better than I was expecting after it dries. Maybe a little bit too flat, but I can always throw some, either just change the color or I can clear it. Might change it a little bit. We'll see after the whole thing gets painted. But I forgot to show, I did clean those up. They turned out much better. I used the white diamond on those. They're not perfect. I'm not trying to make them perfect. Well, I tried to make them as good as I could, but it brought them back because they were dingy and not shiny at all. But the lens, that one's got a spot right there, and that one's right there, but those lenses are in really good shape. It is beyond cold outside. So we were remodeling my son's bedroom, so I brought this thing inside where it's good and warm and sprayed it in here. And after I got all the tape pulled off of it, got the center of it painted, and got all the trim back on it. This thing looks 10 times better much better than I was expecting. I mean, it's pretty funny to walk in your back door and there's a Duster grill sitting, just hanging out on your kitchen table. But, I mean, I think it's going to look, I mean, I can't even think of how good it's going to look when it gets on the car after we get it sprayed. But I mean, it turned out, I'm just tickled to death with how it turned out. Does it look factory? Not quite. But does it look better than it did? Much better than it did. And there's a few places that are broke on it. There's a, let's see, yeah, right here. This tab right here is broke. Because I'm pretty sure it's still on. Well, maybe it's not that spot that's broke. Yeah, there's a place broke right there. But, I mean, it's going to be able to get mounted on the car, and it's not going to fall out of it. So, but, and I am going to put the Valiant that goes right here. I'm going to put that thing back on it too, just because I always liked the way they looked. But that is the steps that I had went through to restoring a grill. And I mean, other than a little bit of time and more spray paint, it looks better. So maybe some of you, if any, and this ain't just for Duster grills. This is for Roadrunner grill, you know, Camaro, Mustang, GTX, whatever. This is, I think I made things kind of self-explanatory on, well, I ain't gonna say self-explanatory, but I tried to make it simple enough that it's, you know, if y'all got some of these things hanging around, even some of them it's on cars that, you know, that's still on daily drivers, or, you know, stuff that y'all are taking to shows that you're just kind of, you ain't been looking forward to either buying a new one or taking it out and fixing it. And it don't take a lot of, it took a little bit of time, but I mean, what is time? It's all it is. It ain't, I mean, it really didn't cost. I think I had all the paint. So, well, I didn't have the silver paint. I bought the silver paint, but what, $8? And I already had the other stuff. So I've got about 4 hours and $8 can of paint. Now, if you don't have the other ones hanging around, yeah, that's 2 cans of paint. But, you know, what is that? Nothing. So maybe this will help some of y'all for, you know, at least bringing clarity back on some of this stuff. Because these lenses look 10 times better. And the only thing I've done with them is I took some Windex and an old scrub brush, and about 3 minutes on each one, brought them in the house, rinsed them off with hot water, soap or some soapy water, and they look as good as they do. So till next time, if y'all want to keep up with, you know, like I've said before, keep up with this stuff, subscribe to the channel, like these videos. We'll see y'all in the next one.